and subscribe to my channel if you want to see. Subscribe to my channel. I don't know. I have no idea what that was. Okay guys, so to start off with the simple makeup day, I like to use my Kat Von D Hydrating Primer. This is the Lockit Featherweight Primer as my moisturizer and primer to save myself some time in the morning. Lately I've been noticing that my pores are getting bigger around my nose. I think it's just because my skin is really dehydrated. So I have this sample of the new Urban Decay Optimal Illusion Primer, which is supposed to be really good for drier skin to fill in pores. I've used it about 3 times and so far I like it, so we're going to use that just on the nose and a little bit on my forehead. And when it comes to pore filling primers, I like to kind of work in one smooth stroke. This way it doesn't ball up on me, because if I rub it into my skin, it's going to start peeling up. Okay, now a little bit more on my forehead. I recently purchased this Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfecting Skin Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. And this stuff is pretty spectacular. I've only used it a few times, but so far I really like it. I'm going to be doing a full review on this and the Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette that I also purchased with it. So pretty much you want to shake it up because it's a more liquidy formula. And you want to make sure that it's mixed properly. What I love is that it has a squeezy tube and it's plastic, so it'll be really great for travel. And we're just going to put a little bit back on the back of my hand. So for our foundation brush, we're actually going to take the number 25 Precise Powder Brush from Kat Von D. I've really been enjoying this for applying foundation. I think it does a really good job. This product is really radiant and it kind of goes on like a BB cream. But it has really nice buildable coverage. And this gives light to medium coverage, so it's not full, so we are going to go in with a concealer to cover up the spots where I do need a little extra coverage. So for concealer, we're going to use this really adorable, tiny little foundation stick. This is from Coverfx. It's their new Click Stick Foundation. Pretty much it's like their cream foundation but in a stick form, and I've been enjoying it to doing like little spots where I need extra coverage, and this is in the shade N30. Pretty much I'm covering up where I have some extra redness for my recent psoriasis flare-up. Then we're going to take the small buffing brush from Morphe, and this is the E8 brush, and we're just going to lightly blend in concealer. See how easily that cream stick foundation / concealer blends? It's really easy. I think it's a really good dupe for the Ultra HD foundation stick, which I love, but isn't cruelty free, and Coverfx is. So for concealer, for the under eyes, we're going to use the Born This Way concealer in the shade Light. This is a fresh tube. I've only used it once, and it's really satisfying to open up a new tube of concealer. I don't think I've used this on camera before, but this is my favorite kind of like everyday concealer. So it's just been in my everyday makeup storage section. So I just haven't really reached for it for a video yet. I also demolished my last one, so I had to wait to repurchase a new one before I could show it to you guys. And we're gonna go a little bit on the nose. Just a little bit of a highlight. We're going to go back in with that Morphe E8 brush, blend out the concealer for highlighting. On the nose, down the bridge of the nose. For the under eyes, we're going to go in with a brush that's similar, but it's smaller. And this is the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. I feel like this concealer got a lot of hype when it first came out and the people stopped talking about it. But this is pretty much my favorite concealer because it's so bloomin' hydrating. As much as I love full coverage concealers, it just doesn't look good under the eyes when my skin is super dry. So this is the one that I reach for because it looks the most natural. It covers without being super heavy. It blends out really easily and doesn't crease on me much. And I don't bring my concealer like all the way under my lash line because it makes my eyes feel really heavy. To set the under eye, we're going to use something different from what I usually use. I usually use the Kat Von D Lockit setting powder, but I've been using it on camera so much that I kind of want to switch it up. And we're going to use the NYX HD Photogenic finishing powder. It doesn't want to open. Hold up. There we go. It was being stubborn. That was a pain in the ass. Okay, to set the under eyes, we're going to use this e.l.f. small tapered brush. And going in with that NYX HD powder, we're going to set our under eyes. This is a really great affordable powder. It's only $10, and I found it at CVS. And then I'm also going to go in with the same powder and set wherever else I put concealer. To set the rest of the face, we're going to go in with the Pressed Mineral Foundation Powder by Coverfx in the shade G20. And we're going to use this Shade and Light brush from Kat Von D. I'm just going to lightly press it into the face. Because we are using a lightweight foundation, this will add just a little bit of extra coverage where I need it. And then to bronze and highlight, we're going to use the Filmstar bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. And we're also going to use the same Shade and Light brush that we used. I dust off the excess powder, and we're just going to lightly sculpt our face. I hope you guys can see in the camera that this is a really nice neutral bronzer. I'm used to ones that are very, very warm. Gonna work under the chin. And I like to put a little bronzer on the temples too, where the sun would naturally hit the planes of my face. And then like normal, I'm gonna hit the sides of my nose just a little bit. And then we're going to use the highlighter side of the Filmstar Glow and Bronze. We're not going to do too much on the top of the cheekbones. This is not a super intense highlighter, which I really appreciate for more natural skin days. And then a little bit down the bridge of the nose. And then on the cupid's bow. And for blush, we're actually going to take an eyeshadow from my Makeup Geek palette. I like to do this if I'm in a rush. And we're going to take the shade Tuscan Sun, which is a light neutral mauve pink shade. It's really pretty and it looks really nice as a subtle blush. And we're using, again, the Kat Von D Shade and Light brush, but we're using the other side just to add a little bit of color. And I'm going to use my usual favorite eye primer. This is the, what is it called? Okay, this is the Kat Von D Color Correcting Eyeshadow Primer in the shade Medium. This is pretty much what I use every single time I do my makeup. And then I'm just going to blend that out with my finger. So we're going to keep this eye look really simple. We're only going to be using 3 brushes. This is a fluffy paddle brush by Morphe. Again, this is the M433. And we're going to go into the shade Creme Brulee to set the primer we just used. And I also like using this same color with a little bit more extra product as my crease shade, so it kind of does, it's kind of a 2-in-1 shadow, if that makes sense. Really lightly dust the lid. Then go back in a little bit more and pull it through the crease. Then we're going to go into the shade Tiki Hut from Makeup Geek. It's kind of like a deeper mustard shade. And we're going to use this on the outer corners and also blend that up into our crease. And when you look at this color in the pan, you don't think much about it. You're kind of like, that's kind of a funky color. And it really adds a lot of extra dimension to the look you're doing. And then really quickly, we're going to use that same brush again. But before, I'm just going to take a towel and rub off any excess product. Again, same brush, but we're going to use the other side. We're going to go into the shade Wild West, again from Makeup Geek. And we're going to focus this onto the lid, mostly the center part of the lid. Okay, now we're finally going to use a different brush. This is the M441. It is a fluffy blending brush. And we're going to take the shade, it is a deep purple, and we're just going to put this right here on the very outer corner of our crease, really lightly, just to add a pop of color. And for this, I like to keep my eye open so I can see more precisely of where the color will show up when my eyes are open. We're going to skip liner today, and we're going to use a little detailing brush to kind of give me a smoky lower lash line. I try really hard not to use any like black liquid eyeliner on easy makeup days because I get really excited once I start using my eyeliner, and then the next thing you know, I'll have like a full wing going on. So we're going to take a mix of that purple that we just used and a deeper plum shade, again from Makeup Geek. I really like having one palette that kind of has everything I need to create a look, so I'm not switching back and forth between a bunch of different palettes. We're not going to bring it all the way in, we're just going to bring it about halfway. And when you get to the very outer corner of your eye, kind of blend it a little upward into your upper lash line. This way you won't have just like a random floating line under your eye. This way it connects to the rest of the eyeshadow work you've done. And for a last step for the eyeshadow work, we're actually going to go back in with that highlighter brush and a little bit of the highlight. We're going to use the kind of pointier end, and we're going to put this in the inner corner. I notice it just adds a little bit of extra brightness, especially if haven't been sleeping and I've been working really hard. This makes me look more awake than I actually am. And for brows, we're going to take an angled liner brush. This can also be used for brows. And we're going to go in, again, lots of Makeup Geek shadows today, but we're going to go in with Makeup Geek's Bitten, which is a deep maroon, and it matches my hair color perfectly. And you can do whatever ways you want to do your brow. I just like how easy this is. Ever since I've been dyeing my eyebrows the same color as my hair, it's taken so much less time to do my eyebrows, which is great because eyebrows are kind of boring to work on. For mascara, we're going to do the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I dropped it.
So I had some camera issues, but pretty much I just added the Better Than Sex mascara. Then I added the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Saki. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you guys have a great makeup day. Bye guys!